What is happening, peeps? All right, let's get into this because my boy right here, Academy, is acting like Buckaroo Banzai. That's right, I'm really aging myself right there. But nonetheless, look, every time I see news articles about what Academy is doing, again, it's very, very impressive. I see a lot of exciting things happening, but I know a lot of people are mostly focused on the currency itself. Me, as you guys know, I'm looking at both short term and long term. We'll get into that in just a second. If you guys have not yet, you should be considering and already making a move on precious metals. I told you most of my subscribers are already way ahead of the curve. You guys jump all over this. If you're considering buying precious metals, give our friends over there at Money Metal Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, Pimpy, and get a free half ounce of silver. All right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of your guys' stacks, a lot of you newbies now. It's exciting to see. And then I did a video last night showing you where I just had been paying attention. I do this every time I go to bank. And I was ear hustling this guy, bringing in his collections of quarters. He had 5 rolls, and 2 of the 5 rolls were all 90% silver. So as you can imagine, I was thrilled. So I paid, and they're $10 rolls. So I paid $20 for $200 worth of silver. So sometimes you get lucky like that. I know my cashiers, they know me. They'll let me know when that kind of stuff happens. I love it. Anyways, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. No politics. Bring the politics over to here, which is the hidden things in front of your eyes. We do talk about QAnon, politics, current events, false flag events, 9/11, the whole 9 yards. Just it's okay to talk about those types of things here. Just be respectful of one another, all right? For those of you who don't have Facebook, I do have a Twitter account, and you can see this video right here called Free Silver. I tell you the story and show you pictures of the silver that I got for free. I love it. Nonetheless, if you don't have Facebook and you have Twitter, come follow me over here on Twitter account. The link is in the description. Welcome, everybody. All right, let's get into this. First and foremost, well, the British Embassy in Baghdad, an explosive device, targeted a vehicle of our diplomatic mission. So somebody put an explosive device. Nothing happened to anybody. Nobody was hurt. But nonetheless, there was an explosive device that was targeting the British Embassy. Nothing else is said about it. That was just it. But nonetheless, not a good thing. The United Nations can help Iraq overcome challenges it faces. So there's our girl, Miss Blashart, again, still over there taking care of business. Yeah, taking care of business. I'm really aging myself. The president of the Kurdistan region, Barzani, confirmed Tuesday that the United Nations can help Iraq solve its problems and overcome the situations and challenges it faces. Of course they can, United Nations. The thing is, man, some of it's good, some of it's bad. We heard a lot of terrible stories about United Nations soldiers helping ISIS in places like Syria. You know what I mean? Helping. So we fund them, and then they turn around and arm and help the ISIS terrorist group. So, and then also we've heard tons of horror stories about UN soldiers raping women and stuff like that. So, but people like Miss Flashheart, who's there for the right reasons, I can understand how United Nations can help Iraq, especially when it comes to election time, to make sure that they are fair, free, and transparent. So, yeah, absolutely, I understand that she has a very good role. But let's see what happens. Oh, here we go. Al-Qademi confirms that yesterday changes are legal in response to political objections. So what does this mean? I told you, Al-Qademi told everybody out there, look, I'm going to change out 1,000 senior positions. He said within 90 days. I'm not sure he's still within that. Now he might be within a 90-day time frame, but he's doing it. And it's a lot of people are pissed off about that because a lot of people are corrupt. A lot of these people are Iranian puppets, and he's just cleaning house is what it is. So it goes on to talk about what he did. In a statement to the news, yesterday, Monday, we directed a series of necessary changes in some important administrative sites in the state institutions. This step faced various reactions, some of which were from the political forces that announced a rejection of quotas in all its forms. Undoubtedly, it is a reflection of the steadfast popular position on state buildings. So again, he has to know. This is the man that worked in the intelligence department for Iraq. He has to know who the corrupt ones are, or at least get an idea who they are, or where their problems are that lie within the country, like where they're having trouble with the most corruption. Okay? The necessary changes came in line with the administrative and legal context imposed by the end of the official legal terms for some officials, and even exceeding those periods from their ceilings for long periods, and that the procedures did not come to affect qualitative changes in institutions. All right. So again, it's just Al-Kadhimi doing his job. Of course, he's going to run into a lot of resistance, but he ain't done. He's even done more. All right, this is just the first wave. On the bottom it says here, Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi made changes yesterday to 15 high-ranking government positions that affected deputy ministries and objections from political forces, including the Al-Fatah and others, describing them as quotas. Here we go right here, because this is a biggie. The representatives of the United Nations in Iraq brings to Sistani shocking facts about corruption, and Maliki is looking for a solution in Iran. So the representatives of the United Nations in Iraq surrounded the Shiite cleric, Sistani, with horrific facts about corruption and the killing of protesters, and according to the source close to the office of the Shiite reference, Ms. Blashart complained to Sistani about the party's attempts to obstruct the work of the United Nations mission by insisting on concealing the true numbers of protesters who were assassinated in Baghdad and the provinces, and attempts to keep the murders against unknown. In other words, keeping people from finding out who these murderers are. She's saying that's a no-no. A private conversation took place between Sistani and Blashart, which Sistani's office did not allow the leak to the media, including the authorities' support for the Al-Kadhimi office in its fight against corruption, and that the reference supports the government to overthrow the heads of corruption, regardless of their position and positions and the forces that protect them. This is big, because there are some people insisting that certain individuals, including former prime ministers, not be investigated. They're talking about trying to protect Maliki. We know under his administration there was a lot of corruption going on, including himself. Yeah, he took all the money that he had stolen and distributed it out to his family members, trying to hide the money. And so although he's not being investigated, they did freeze all the assets of his family members, and they are currently under investigation. I would imagine that one of Ms. Blashart's conversations with Mr. Sistani is that, look, we're going after all corrupt people at all levels, including Maliki. We need you to be on board with this because it's the best thing for the Iraqi people. So he has given his support outwardly to Al-Kadhimi, allowing him to do his job, or so he says publicly. So let's hope that is real. Anyways, for his part, Maliki's office announced that the latter arrival in Tehran for a visit for treatment and for his talks with Iran officials. Why do you need to go talk to Iranian officials? You're not supposed to be reporting to Iran. You're supposed to be there for the people of Iraq. Political sources in Baghdad suggest that Maliki will listen to the direction of Iran leaders on dealing with Al-Kadhimi and thwarting his policies aimed at curtailing religious parties and getting Iraq out of the cocoon of dependency of Iran. Hell yeah, that's what Al-Kadhimi is doing. So the Maliki is turning to Iran for direction of all things. And here's the thing, the media knows this. The people know this. Why is this guy still walking free? Why is he out and about? Why have they not arrested him? They need to make a statement by arresting this guy. Economist comments on Al-Kadhimi's revolution, a first step towards treating Iraq's headaches. So there's not a lot, okay, I shouldn't say there's not a lot in here, but basically what they're saying is, look, the approach that Al-Kadhimi is taking in dealing with other countries, including the United States, about bringing business into Iraq, Bringing in outside investors to help rebuild Iraq is a great move. It's very important and it's vital to the growth of Iraq, especially their economies. Now, for us, those of us who are invested into the currency, this is good. I said it before, the stronger the economy, the stronger the currency, especially since the US dollar is really starting to drop on its value. The more it drops, the more other currencies become valuable against ours. But not just that, I'm also invested into this country in stock. All right, I have stock in this country, so of course I wanted to do better. The better for them, the better for me as well. All right, so it goes on to talk about all the different areas. We know this. The curriculum, integrity, law enforcement, ending favoritism, clientism, and eliminating corruptions are basic issues that have been taken into consideration in this change. So this is what we are looking for, and it's being done. I'm very pumped about Al-Kadhimi and his attempts to take care of business. So down here again, it talks about there's a little bit of some resistance with Al-Kadhimi's appointments, but the truth of the matter is he didn't even need permission from Parliament. New appointments for special ranks do not require Parliament's approval. So what Al-Kadhimi is doing is he's removing some of these senior people that he was talking about, and that's including within the banks. All right? So he's replacing them with educated younger people who are motivated to do what it takes to make Iraq good again. The new appointments do not need the approval of Parliament, as they are by proxy, like their predecessors and like hundreds of holders of special degrees in the state, including agencies, advisors, and bodies in high positions. So it goes on down here to talk about what's going on and where. So here we go. A source close to Al-Kadhimi revealed Monday, September the 14th, the Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi has made changes in senior positions, most notably the central bank, the Baghdad municipalities, the National Investment Authorities, the Iraq Trade Bank, and the intelligence services, as well as the Securities Commission. This is important. Here's where heavy corruption are. It goes on to list all the names and the positions right here. Man, I was hoping to see Dr. Shabibi in here, but wishful thinking. So in addition, observers consider the changes made by the Prime Minister as being interest of pumping new blood into the joints of the state and deporting some figures who had not achieved any achievements or about suspicion of accusations of mismanagement and or corruption. All right, you guys, so there you go. Al-Kadhimi still cracking down on the corrupt, getting rid of them, and doing what he needs to do to drain the Iraqi swamp. So again, this is good news. I just don't want people to get immune to it. Anyways, you should really hit the thumbs up button on this because I like seeing this type of stuff, both long-term and short-term, as far as my investment is concerned. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later.